class is going to really help you understand where we're at. If you haven't seen day 1 or day 2, you definitely go back to that and look at it and re-look at it. Share it with people that may be interested. Because if anything, they're going to save thousands. No, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. They're not gonna save 100 or 2 or 3. They're gonna save thousands and thousands of dollars with this. So it's very beneficial. Okay, so when we left off, we were talking about sheetrock, buying the stuff from Home Depot, establishing an account there. It's super easy. You can do it online. I don't work for Home Depot. I'm not affiliated or anything like that. Get it there cheap, and you send it to the bidding room for all your repairs. You ask them, hey, I need to send this material list to the bidding room, and they can do a very, very cheap bid for you for just to beat almost everybody. It's ridiculous. Plus, they do free delivery, but you have to have your stuff ready to go so you can get everything delivered at your project, and it'd be very, keeping costs down because deliveries are $75 each. Like, oh crap, I need to get some more of this. I need to get the toilets. I need to get the sinks. I need to get that. We'll get delivery. If you don't, well, how can you do it? Oh, well, you could be doing your work. You want to go sit there and do that? No, it's saving time, money, and headaches. Okay, so we got the sheetrock. We're talking about how much sheetrock went out. When you do your calculations for sheetrock, they're going to ask you for your linear yards. So you need to go in there and measure the walls. You got to measure the ceilings. You can kind of do an estimate. I got an estimate sheet here. I'll put it on the link so you can just kind of like do calculations roughly. And if you have some returns, you can return it. If you need to buy a little bit extra, you can. But I recommend just getting a little bit overage because when they cut the sheetrock, when they're cutting the sheetrock, there's a lot of overage because some walls are maybe 10.5 feet, and maybe and then the sheetrock comes in. I forgot what it is, 8-footers and 12-footers. So they got to cut some off. So it's not like they made it specific for your house. Anyways, okay, so now we're gonna be talking about windows. So it's there's windows can get very, very expensive, but you want to keep costs down. So you don't want to go with super luxury windows unless that area or that property that area that sells that's what people are expecting. But even then, like Anderson Windows, the house that I did in Memorial, people loved it, but I don't think I got my money back on that, So that's just another lesson for me. I could have just gone with some cheaper windows, kept that $5,000 in my pocket because it was like 20 windows. Lesson on that. There's another learning that you can learn from me on that one. You can roughly get windows for about $200 each. Now that includes, well, you know what? Let's say $250. That gets you a little bit on the higher side. Plus that includes the installation. There's going to be a guy out there, I swear he's going to tell you it's going to cost you about $150 each. It's not true. It's about $50 to $100 each, depending on the person. So if you got 20 windows, they can probably knock it out for $1,000. You really got to negotiate because all this stuff matters. It really does matter. You're just throwing money in the trash. Then we're talking about electricity. You always want to be up to par on electricity, but it really depends. I mean, let's think about this. I mean, if we can get away, like let's say, for instance, we bought a 1950s bungalow in the Heights, right? And the electrical box is fine, it's working, and nothing's been happening with it. So I wouldn't make a big fuss about it. And I really wouldn't change the electronic. This adds more of a headache. The more stuff that you keep on adding to a property, it's not a good chance that you might not get that money back, especially on invisible things like the electrical box. It is important, but let's wait. If we change that electrical box, let's wait until the buyer asks for it. And then we look at the profit margin. So if we have $150,000 in profit, then we say, oh, he wants his electrical box where it's going to cost me $700 plus $700 to install it, $1,400. All right, let's do it. I'll agree to that. But if our margins are so cut, let's cut down the risk. Let's cut down the risk. It's really what it comes down to. But rewiring the entire house, only if it's been flooded or if it's just like a totally new rehab and the walls are exposed already, I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't mess with the electrical. Maybe change the plug faces out. You can get like 100 of those and just have the guy do it. Have one contractor do it. I usually let one guy do it. He charges me about $150 a day, $300 to redo all the plugs in the house. So on the outside, the electricity looks new. It really looks new. Buyers don't know. You're selling. You're in the industry to sell properties and make money. You're an investor. And then we're going to talk, so we talked about electricity now, sheetrock, the exterior paint. Oh, we did talk about the paint. We didn't talk about the paint as much as I want, though. So the paint is super, super important. But paint has to be done at a period before the floors are set in. I mean, that son of a gun makes a mess. And I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how much they tell you, no, we're going to be keeping it clean. They don't care. They don't care. They're going to make your property as ugly as possible because it's just, they're spraying and they're just regular folks. I understand they're trying to get in and out. They're trying to make their money go on to the next job. Their boss, so they're not, I'll lay down the plastic and all that stuff. Yeah, if they lay it down, if they do all that prep work on your house, they're not going to do it for free. They're going to do it. They're going to do it expensive. They're going to charge you for that time because it takes a lot of prep work. It's not the painting that's hard. It's the prep work. That's what they really, really charge you. So take my word for it. Put that paint down. Have them spray the house or roll the house before you even lay one tile, before you lay even one piece of wood. Not one. And then we'll have them come back after we lay the wood and to paint all the crown molding. Because you can't put anyways, let them paint. And then we'll put the wood floors, then we'll come with the ground molding. We did that. How about buffer zones? What the hell is a buffer? A buffer zone is going to be basically 20% of whatever the total comes up to. So if it comes out to $20,000, I want you to put 20% on top of that. So 10, 20, that's $24,000. And if we have the extra $4,000 in our pocket, right? If it's an extra buffer zone, it's fine. But if some shit happens, and it will, 90% of the time. One time I had to put a brand new electricity bulb because the light company said, no, this is old. It cost me $5,000. And thank God, oh glory, I had that buffer zone. Because it was just like, wow, I couldn't believe it. Right at the end too. Anyways, you want to put 20% of whatever the total is on top. So if it's 100,000, you want to have 120,000 because things happen. That's just the way it goes. Okay, one other thing that I'd like to talk to you about is cleaning. This is overlooked. They keep on forgetting about that. Once you forget all the rehab, once you complete all the rehab, you have to clean that sucker. And it doesn't take no Molly maids to clean this. They don't even want to do this. This is a professional cleaning. It usually costs about $500, and it includes scraping windows, scraping gunk, going through with a fine-tooth comb. They're going to be their job. Usually just about 3 ladies. It takes about 2 days, and they just go in there just hammering away, getting that property scraped and clean of overspray, caulking that's messed up. They don't redo it. They clean it, make it look perfect. And then after that, we'll have somebody recaulk places, touch up. All these costs. So that's a professional cleaning. It's going to cost you about $500, give or take, plus another guy to come afterwards to recaulk and do other little touch-ups, another $200. So that's $700 right there. Then we're going to have maid service about once a week. Dust will settle in the house when you're showing the property. We got to keep that property up to par. We'll talk that in another class. And I hope I'm not going over. But yeah, I'm almost at 10 minutes. So we're talking about cleaning. And yeah, I think we did it. Next session, we're going to be talking about the exterior, talking about concrete work, new driveways, and laying down sod. Talk to you guys soon. God bless. Over and out.
And guys, make sure to follow me. Hit that notification bell so you can get free training, free tips every single week, sometimes daily. Subscribe